4 million.
He was my obstacle, I was his obstacle.
I'm all in.
Get him out of the way, I could just cruise the whole way to first place.
I call.
Figure was that there were two players at that table who were going for the victory, and one of those players won.
Yang has eliminated Philip Hill!
In my opinion, I played it the right way. I would do the same thing again.
Yeah, well, if I were chip leader going into the main event final table and got eliminated first by a social worker, I might not do the same thing again.
Slowly building.
Just saying.
All right, so Hill on the uptick. We'll keep an eye on him. There you see the great vantage point the folks in the Milwaukee's Best Light No Limit Lounge here have at the Rio. Getting back now to action at the feature table. Eric Lindgren here, hoping that he hasn't burned all his luck, winning player of the year, trying to finally cash in the main event. Eric looks down at pocket kings.
You know, when Eric looks back at this World Series, he may regret he didn't win multiple bracelets. He played very well, and he had chances.
He raised to 800 with those kings over to Jake Melendi in the small blind with ace-queen, and he calls.
Melendi is a history major at Keene State in New Hampshire. I could have gotten into there, I bet.
Melendi and Lindgren heads up now to the flop. The flop is queen, deuce 7. Melendi with a pair of queens, but he's way behind the kings of Lindgren. Melendi checks.
How tough can Keene State be?
1,400 from Lindgren and his kings.
Oh.
That's a safe flop for Eric to bet. Dangerous flop for Melendi with top pair, top kicker.
Melendi calls. Turn card, jack of spades. No help to Melendi, and he checks again.
How many Supreme Court justices went to Keene State? I'd imagine none.
Check, check to the river.
Eric with a stutter step there.
8 of clubs on the river. Lindgren now with a check mark. Melendi checks again.
Keene State doesn't even have a cafeteria. It has a vending machine.
Eric makes it 3,200 to stick around.
Call.
And a quick call.
It's good.
And a nice play from Eric. I think that check on the turn got Lindgren paid off on the river.
Card rack over here.
Never a bad thing.
Yeah. Gotta admit, it feels kind of good.
Yeah, to get off to a good start. No
Yeah, I've never made day 3.
Neither have I, buddy.
Elsewhere in the field, Kenny Tran has made it way past day 3. Finished 16th in the main event last year. He bet 2,500 on the flop. Action on Jeremy Renz. Amateur from Green Bay, Wisconsin, makes it 8,000. John Zimmerman folds. Kenny Tran would have to go all in to call this.
Tough sledding for him. He gets raised by the flush draw for all his chips.
Kenny's got top pair.
All right, I think I have flush draw.
And all his chips are pinned on those hopes.
Well, Kenny's read is true. Now he needs the cards to be true for him.
So Kenny Tran at risk. Turn card now. Is a spade, and Renz hits his flush, and that will finish it. Kenny Tran knocked out of the main event.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Oh, he'll just go take 10,000 off some tourist in an LA cash game.
So Kenny Tran making his exit here, and he'll go home now to his family, and he'll be carrying his first World Series bracelet with him. Welcome back to the Rio and the 2008 main event.
No sense lying. We're almost done. Poker players aren't allowed to lie. Occasionally, don't hold it against them. It's just what we do. Only at the poker table.
Poker players lie in confessional.
Lindgren has 8-6 offsuit.
Eric, one of many poker players who loves golf. He likes it partly, he says, because it gets him outside.
Eric's going to mix it up a little, raise to 800 with that 8-6. Julian Meir with king, queen of clubs.
Meir began playing poker in 4th grade in Bethesda, Maryland with Tony the Ice Cream Man in his ice cream truck after school. I always wondered about those long lines of the ice cream truck.
From the big blind he calls, heads up with Lindgren. 3 queen jack, a pair of queens for Meir to take a big lead. And he checks.
Eric's got zilch.
Lindgren bets 900.
Pop him, buddy. Tony the Ice Cream Man would.
Just a call. Top pair. They will see the turn. Turn card. King's up now for Meir, and he earns the check mark and checks.
Eric's got zilch.
Eric bets, though, 2,100.
Go ahead, my man. You are allowed to check raise a pro, especially when the pro is drawing dead.
Tulane student just calls again.
Well, who's winning this hand?
River card now is a 10 and 4 cards to a straight on the board. Meir with that check mark.
Maybe Meir is waiting to hear the ice cream truck music before betting.
He checks a third time.
I don't know whether Eric, who has zilch, wants to fire a third round of hooey.
He does. It's a small bet, though, 2,600.
Eric is in a bluffing mood today, and this bluff he disguises as a value bet. That river 10 did make it easier for Eric to bluff. I've got to buy the kid an ice cream cone and talk to him.
Mirror, top two pair. And he folds them.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Eric fires 3 times with nothing. And for Eric, nothing is not squadouche.
Quite a power play from Lindgren, taking the Tulane boy to school. All right, to the outer tables now at this massive Rio poker room. We find 2006 world champ Jamie Gold all in with king queen. He is trailing the pocket queens of Pat Peasant.
Okay, all right. Nice.
And that will do it. Jamie Gold eliminated from the 2008 main event.
And for Jamie Gold, no cashes at the 2008 World Series.
Peasant is from Toronto, Canada. He is the captain of the Canadian national bocce team. And we say goodbye to Jamie Gold.
It's another year. We do our best.
Another early exit from the main event for Jamie Gold. Back now to table 2, and Pat Peasant's good friend Daniel Negreanu, who holds pocket 6s. He raised it to 200. Action is on Andy Pata now.
$2. Where are you going with those blues? 6? Huh?
600 chips.
Must have something good over there.
With pocket 9s.
Daniel works the table like Sinatra used to work a cocktail party. Very smooth.
John Mars gets out of the way, as does Eric Dempsey. So heads up, Negreanu and Pata.
Never know what might come out there, right?
Pata ahead with his pocket 9s. And there is a 9 in there for Pata and a 6 for Negreanu.
Checks.
Set over set.
Negreanu checked.
What do we have?
We got about 19,000.
Typically, the top pros do well on day 1 unless their big hand runs into another big hand. Daniel's set up against a bigger set here.
Would you bet 15?
Pata puts out a bet of 1,900.
I said 19.
Oh, 19.
Because you have 19,000.
Oh, I see.
19,000, 19 million.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. That's for sure. 3,000 more.
A raise.
Pauline.
Wow.
I call.
All in on a call.
Daniel's going to hate this.
You got me, buddy.
Negreanu at risk and behind.
Just like that, set over set. Daniel all in and all but out of here.
Well done. Well done. Good hand. I thought you had aces or kings.
Pata with a chance to knock out the great Daniel.
You got more than me, right? Yeah, way more.
He does have Daniel covered. Turn card is no help to Negreanu.
And now Negreanu suddenly down to perhaps his last card. Only the K6 saves him from an abrupt exit at this main event.
It's a 7. And that will do it.
I defeated the great Daniel Negreanu.
He did indeed.
All right, man. I
Well, I'm in shock.
Doubling up.
Sorry. Made that history.
Good luck, man. Play good.
Daniel started that hand with almost 20,000 in chips. Gets knocked out by the man who asked for his autograph before they began. Poker's a tough game.
Listen, shoot to you. But I'm listening.
He's listening to my tape.
I'm listening to you.
Daniel was so primed for a long run here in the main event,
I take
but
it.
knocked out on day 1.
You're writing in the record.
So that's how you knew I had a set and you had a better set?
Gracious even in defeat. Day 1 is all about survival, and for half the field they did just that, including some of the up-and-comers. But for others, day 1 would be their last.
Next year.
Including a former main event champion. Daniel Negreanu also hit the rail, and he's left signing more autographs, while his good friend Eric Lindgren will move on to day 2. But this is the main event, and we're just getting started. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. See you next time from the World Series of Poker.